We're back with another edition. Who you got? We got Ryan, we got Jimmy, the whole crew's here. Again, remember, follow us on X at Who You Got 33, and please hit that like, subscribe button after watching, and recommend us to a friend. If you have any questions, you can always get us at whoyougot33 at gmail.com. Anything you want to hear us talk about, send us any questions, comments. If you want to take a shot at Jimmy and Erie, we welcome that as well. Jimmy.
Encourage it, actually.
We do encourage it. We are now, 10 days away from your favorite sport being back. How excited are you for UFC 324?
Pretty pumped. Looking forward to it. Kayla Harrison is out, which is sad. Yeah, I know. It's not great. Injury. I'm trying to update in real time here.
Did they find somebody?
But yeah, she is out. So that sucks.
Did they find someone to
But
fight?
otherwise, what's that?
Did they find someone to fight Nunes?
That's what I'm trying to find out. They announced that she was out. No, they just said postponed. So it's saying it's postponed. So I don't know what that means exactly, but it looks like they're just calling the fight off. I'm assuming Amanda Nunes wasn't going to come back and fight someone else. And if the injury's not whatever it is, and I should have looked into this before, but if the injury's not too drastic, they're not going to put an interim champ in, right? They only put an interim if somebody's going to be out for an extended period of time. Wasn't a recent fight.
It's a long time, too.
Yeah, exactly. So my assumption is that they're saying it's postponed. We'll probably see it sometime soon. So that, that's no good. But yeah, I'm getting pretty excited. I don't know if you saw, I don't think it's going up drastically, but there was a news story tonight about all of the streaming services going up, including Paramount Plus. Now, I don't think it's going to go up a ton, a couple of bucks or something, but a couple of bucks times how many probably helps pay for this UFC contract, this UFC, contract that they got. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm getting pretty excited for it. Let me pull up the live lines as we're talking this through.
Because I just want to say I got a nice play on the Bruins tonight. It took them all of 54 seconds to score. So thank you, Bruins.
There you go, Bruins. All right. So yeah, the Gaethje and Pimblett, I don't know. Still a tough one, 230 and 190. My heart says Justin Gaethje's going to pull this through. We're going to break it down again next week with the official show, but it's a good look ahead here. I'm going to still watch that line. I think Patty's got all of the hype behind him. He's never fought somebody like Justin. Justin's fought everyone. Not everyone, but he's fought the Huda. Now he's lost to some of the greats. The classic knockout the Holloway. Of course, he lost to Khabib, but so did everybody else. Yeah. I think the O'Malley fight's the one that I look at minus 198. If you're going to lay the money somewhere, he loses the wrestlers. He's not. I mean, I think he's going to come back with a vengeance. He's focused. He's stopped. He claims he stopped smoking weed. Stopped doing a lot of other. I think O'Malley. He's super tall and lanky for the division. I think that's the one you lay it on. Derek Lewis at plus 270. I know he should lose this fight, and he's 40 years old. But in the heavyweight division, we know Derek Lewis can knock anybody out at any time. I wouldn't put a big play on this, but my God, I wouldn't lay 340 with Cortez. I think you have to go Derek the Black Beast Lewis there. And then Rose Namajunas, it's up to plus 320. She'll probably lose this fight, but my God, again, I'll pick one of those. I think one of those two get home, and they'll pay for themselves.
Yep.
So yeah, we've got some things going on. Unfortunately, Gene Silva is just becoming a bigger and bigger favorite. He's down to minus 298, so you're going to have to parlay that with something. But I think we can find it for you. Though it looks like they move the Rose, Namajunas, and Natalia Silva fight up to the main card, likely to replace the Kayla versus Amanda Nunes fight.
Okay.
Yep.
So it looks like that's likely what happened without me reading into it, just looking at the card itself.
Will that just be on the main card, or will that be the lead-in to the main event there?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to have to look deeper into it. They have it listed as the fourth fight here. That would be wild if that was, but that should be a really, really good fight. The lead into the main card right now is Umar Nurmagomedov versus Deiveson Figueiredo. Now, Deiveson Figueiredo, again, likely will lose this fight, but he's plus 800, and he was the champion at one point. So there's no way I'm laying 1350 on Umar, and you can't even put this in a parlay. The only thing you can do is take Deiveson Figueiredo if you think he still has any gas in the tank, because again, he was a good champ too. He wasn't a flash in the bucket. Nikita Krylov's fighting farther down on the card. That should be a good fight. And like we talked about, I talked about, Michael Johnson is way down on the card as well. I mean, he's an early prelim. Like, that's a really, really good fight to watch. So a lot of good things coming up. We'll actually give you a breakdown and a lot more analysis next Thursday and the lead up to it. But I'm getting excited. I'm getting real pumped.
That's good. All right. Well, PGA, Jimmy. Not off to a good start here in the Mayo Cup. Hideki is putting it around there even. Not good. Siwoo Kim's not even going to see the weekend. So,
Really?
boys, this isn't.
He was good.
Yeah, this isn't the best start we've ever had. I mean, there's a lot. He's going to have to get hot. But here's the sad news, Ryan. Last night, I sent Jimmy. We had a talk. I sent Jimmy a message. I said, "Look, I'm on the fence about Nick Taylor. Take a look at it. Tell me what you think." And he sent me a wishy-washy text this morning, so it didn't really sell me on replacing one of them with Nick Taylor. He's, of course, shot 8 under today in first place. Here's the good news. When I saw Jimmy's text this morning, I said, all right, that didn't really convince me, so we'll roll with R2. But in typical Jimmy fashion, I'm sure Nick Taylor will have a great day. So let's hope it gets home. I got a $10 ticket on him to be the first round leader, 55-1.
Awesome. So you hit that, huh?
Well, it won't pay 55 because of dead heat. There's a guy tied with him, but it'll probably pay around 280.
Yeah, look, it's a good bet. My point was
280, or that's what you mean? Like 3-1?
Like 28-1.
I don't
Or
think coming
20.
off of our original picks. That's the thing. Like, I think sometimes we start to overanalyze. We move it around. And it's like we should have just stuck with our gut to begin with. He won last year, which is great. What are the chances? If he wins it 2 years in a row, God bless him. Tip your hat, right?
He's just a horse for, like I was telling you last night, he's just a horse for the course. That's what he is.
Yeah, he knows
right,
the course well.
We'll have to come back with a strong one next week. Hopefully Hideki can get a couple birdies coming in here, have a good day tomorrow, get himself in the top 15 for us. Well, at least one of the entries will be to a good start. They are in Hawaii at the Sony Open. Okay. All right, so that's our little golf update. Well, here we go again. I'll pass it to Jimmy first, and I'll just ask Jimmy, what's the update with your Mets? Is Tucker a Met yet, or do we not know? Is he maybe a Met, someday a Met, never going to be a Met?
So last I checked, and I'm going to check again, which was like 20 minutes ago, he was not. But the idea, as we talked last show, is they're going to offer him bigger money in the shorter term. So the latest I've got they're heavily pursuing him. They're offering him a massive short-term deal, $50 million a year for 4 years.
Okay.
So that's where we are. He hasn't accepted, but that was the idea, which is a hell of a thing. And if you're betting on yourself to go long-term, depending on what he was going to get over whatever he wanted, why wouldn't you take the money and then sign another contract afterwards? So I'm hoping that he does. He's also slightly injury-prone, which does make me nervous. What can go wrong for the Mets does go wrong for the Mets. So, but yeah, I'm hoping he signs. It's not going to make me feel better about losing the polar bear, but it would be, some sort of solace going into the spring training.
Well, the Red Sox finally made a move. They finally signed someone. Ranger Suarez is a Red Sox. Good, great. I mean, the pitching staff's excellent. We're going to have to win games 1-0, so I don't know how many of those we're going to win, but I mean, can we add a bat? Is that too much to ask, Jimmy? Can we get someone who can, put the ball in play? Can you go get Bo Bichette? How many times do I have to say this?
You said it a lot. They've done nothing. So hopefully they get Bo Bichette first.
I still don't understand why I'm not the general manager.
I know you should be.
We'd have Bo and Vlad. We'd have them both. We'd add Alonso. It would be a great team. Payroll would be $1 billion. Would be fine.
But yeah, if you sell out every game, you got TV rights, you win it all, you'd be awesome.
I'm saying. That's the Dodgers plan. It seems to be working.
It seems to be working very well.
Yeah, no kidding. Have you looked at futures lately for baseball? As we're getting closer and closer?
I haven't. I'll pull it up right now. What do we got? Baseball all the way down the line because it's off season. I don't even like talking about baseball that much in regular season.
How dare you? World Series. Red Sox 16-1. New York Mets 16-1. All right, who's the better 16-1 shot?
They're 16-1. The Mets? That's crazy. Sox.
Yeah, I think. Well, the pitching could develop. There's things that blah 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 could happen. I don't know. It's a tough one. I would say the Mets, just because but and not from a fan perspective, but to what you just said, Boston hasn't done anything. But Boston traded away their best player last year, and they just got better. So maybe they know something we don't, right? Like,
So-
I trust the Red Sox organization way more than I trust the Mets organization to judge what they have on the roster currently. So I'm going to talk myself out of the Mets, and I'm going to say the Red Sox is a better bet. But I think there's no worse bet than the Yankees, because I think the Yankees are only plus 750 because they're the Yankees. And yeah, that's a done deal. I don't feel great about any of this. Like, I think the Dodgers are plus 300. I hate to say it.
Well, there's no value. But there's no value.
There's no value, but I wouldn't bet it. Do you think which one of these teams is going to take them out?
I don't know. I mean,
right. I don't either.
You play that, but Jimmy, you play that game 100 times. The Jays won the World Series 97 of them.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, they were dead to rights, and somehow they pulled that off. I mean, here's a couple I'll throw out at you, and we'll do this several times, obviously, before the beginning of the season at the end of March. Red Sox win totals 87.5. Mets is 88.5.
I go under on the Mets. I don't believe them this year. But you'll just say that's how I am with my teams.
That's how you are with your teams. That's what they call you out. Like they got you. They just know. You know, I got to tell you, 88.5 is a great number on the Red Sox. I want to say because of the pitching staff, if they can find a way to generate some offense, and you always do at Fenway Park, no matter who's there, they should be able to be competitive. If they can get Bo Bichette, I think it'll put them over the top. What 3-1? I don't hate them. 3-1 to win the East. I mean, shit, we had a ticket on them last year, 30-1, and it was live for a while.
Yeah.
I don't hate that. Baltimore, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do.
I can just tell you whatever's going on. People are very upset at Baltimore. The locals are all really irritated.
Baltimore?
Yeah.
Why? They're bringing in people to win.
No, I mean, at the end of the season, they were really down. That's what I mean. I'm sorry. They were really off. So I'm quite sure they're going to do something.
Yeah, I think they'll have a bounce-back season. Jimmy, I'll tell you the worst bet on the board. You can't, with a straight face, take the Dodgers minus 500 to win the West.
No, it's insanity.
The Padres are not a bad team. At 6.5 to 1, Padres should hang around for a while.
Yeah. But the Tigers are 28 to 1.
I mean, well, they're the favorite to win their division. They're 28 to 1 to win the World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Sounds like a decent bet.
That's where I'm going.
I don't hate that. 28 to 1. A team that's favored to make the playoffs. Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, that's my move.
Don't love the Mariners at 13 to 1. I don't know if they'll run it back with the big dumper.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust it.
Yeah, we'll go down the board and throw a dart. Let's take the Reds 40 to 1. Why not? I'll lean Reds over Royals.
Yeah. Kansas City had their moment in the sun for the next century. That's done.
All right, that's enough baseball for tonight. Ryan, we had a question. I missed it on the last show. This one was for you. They'd like to know, where do you rate this Patriots team over, say, the last 10 years? Where would you put them? What kind of potential do you see? How do you, as a fan, enjoy watching them versus other teams? Are they a fun team? What's your take on the 2025, 2026 Patriots?
So I think it's tough. It's a little early to say how great they are, or to compare them with other like teams that have been together 2-3 years. You know, when they had player continuation. I don't know how I'm saying that badly, but you get the idea. Because this is like almost a brand new squad. So they seem to have the right coaches. We've talked about the culture many, many times. I have a little thing to talk to you about how Vrabel basically told McDaniel to like shut up in a press conference and sit down, little man. I'll give you that one later. We'll go into it later. It's really funny. But yeah, I mean, they're really strong, man. I mean, they kind of don't have too many names on the squad, you know. They got Diggs, and May's making a name for himself, and this left tackle is not taking shit in social media too, which I love. Can't remember his name for the life of me. Will something. Basically, they were asking him like, how do you feel when people are talking about this? He's like, honestly, I don't give a crap. Whatever. I'm doing my best. I know that's my job, and I'm going to do it every day. And I know I had a bad game. I'm not going to be great every game. He got run down by all four people that came against him, including, I think it was Khalil Mack. I forget who the other name was. It was somebody big. I can't remember the name. But He got dominated. Will Campbell, that's his name. I'm sorry, the lineman that I'm talking about. But he's a young guy and he's great. And Drake Mays, I don't know if you saw this, but his wife was on Portnoy sometime
He's
recently.
married?
Yeah. Yeah. She's a
Dumb.
young little. She looks great. She had a fantastic time tasting pizza. She was sensible. Anyway, but the team, like they're great. They're a lot of fun to watch. But I love them whenever they're half decent, right? I had trouble watching all those games when they were 3-14, whatever it was.
Hey,
It
listen,
was tough.
I don't want to hear you
Yeah.
crying about 2 years you sucked. I've lived with a lifetime of it. So
I understand, but
No,
whoever the viewer is, thanks for the question. They asked me to compare. I think they're always great to watch because when they've been half decent, which is a majority of the time, as Jimmy said, they seem to have dynamic moves. They're doing stuff on special teams that no one else is doing. They're having a fantastic defensive play often. They're scheming. Their coaches sprinting down the sidelines this year. Like, how fun is that? McDaniel in the past, fantastic. McDaniel apparently, this is kind of a rumor mill, but apparently he turned down offers from Atlanta and I'll get to it later. Atlanta and somebody that essentially cost him to be a head coach $72 million. Like, I don't know how true that is. It was kind of one of the rumor mill things, but like they've had solid people in that org. Besides Kraft having his fun and being a big distraction and Deflategate and whatever else we've had over the years and the video thing, it's just fun to watch. It's a great org. There's great orgs and there's not great orgs. There's orgs like the Giants that were great until like 2000.
So here's my follow up, and then I think Jimmy has one too. But my follow up is this: as a Patriots fan, do you enjoy Vrabel already more than the hoodie because you would just get nothing out of him, and Vrabel's kind of more of a character?
I enjoyed them both because the scheming that Belichick did was impressive. Like, whatever play we want to talk, we watched that hook and ladder a couple weeks ago on whatever show we were watching, on whatever game we were watching live. Like, that's the kind of stuff Belichick would do, but at the exact right time, and the other people would look stupid. I really enjoyed that. From an energy point of view, certainly, I love Vrabel. I mean, he took a headbutt to the lip from his lineman because he kind of quote unquote forgot he didn't have a helmet on, and the lineman quote unquote forgot his head coach didn't have a helmet on, and so they jumped up, pounded heads, kind of like excited about that at game-ending sack, and he split his lip, like bleeding the entire rest of the game, touching his lip with a Kleenex the whole time. It's great spirit. I love both of them. And I feel a little bit bad for Belichick. I'm not sure if this kind of whatever they call it, old man, young woman syndrome thing is called, but I don't know what's happening with that. It's a little odd, but fine.
It's called
Respect
shoot
the
your
guy.
shot.
Yeah.
You can do what you want. You've earned the right to make your choices. Unfortunately, on the public light, it's getting ran through everybody. But
They call it running the clock in style, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I agree with Ryan on the head coach thing. Like, there was no way somebody could come in and try to replicate Belichick, and Vrabel's style is totally different. And so that's what they needed. They didn't need somebody to come in and try to be Belichick. That would have failed miserably. What I'll say about Josh McDaniel that I disagree is that I heard he did. There was no way nobody was going to hire him as a head coach. He was twice failed. He had no chance of being a head coach. I heard he didn't have any OC offers, and he was just living in New England, so he picked him up, and it worked well. He's a great offensive coordinator, and he's especially when he's with the Patriots. So he's doing a great job there. I think the tale will be told what happens the rest of this playoffs. If New England goes on a magical run and wins the Super Bowl, then you've got to put them somewhere in the middle of the pack. You wouldn't put them with the best of the New England teams, but you put them in the middle of the pack. But they played a really easy schedule this year because they were a shitty team last year. And let's see what goes on from here. If they win it all, got to put them in the middle. If they get bounced this week, they're a team on the come up. They're very good. You should feel very good about your team, but you can't put them in the same class as the Patriots teams that won the championships.
Listen, they just held a decent offense to 3 points in the playoffs with just a pretty good all-round effort. And you're exactly right. We got to kind of see where they end up because you are not going to win with 16 points in the playoffs unless you're the 2000 Baltimore Ravens, right? It's not going to happen. So they got to figure out how to
and they're
score
playing
some
a really
points.
shitty offense this week they're going up against, but a crazy defense. So this is going to be
except against scramblers. So I'm going to bet the over on makes yards because they're last in the league on quarterback scramblers.
Yeah,
literally last, like quarterback yards or whatever.
Does the Texas defense look mean though? They
They're
get after you
everywhere. Yep.
They're everywhere. They hit you so fast. it's gonna be really, really interesting. Yeah, and then let's see what happens in the if they somehow get by them, and if they get by the Texans, and they face the Bills, and they get by the Bills, I will
that's a run and
easily
a half.
put him in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
But if he faces a Justin Herbert who can't win, then he faces a Texans team with no offense, and then he faces Bo Nix. Well, they'd have to go on the road for that, so I'll give him credit. And they've got a good defense as well. But I'll be more impressed if he gets by Josh Allen. I don't know. I like the Patriots team. You guys have got me coming around to. I think Drake May's the real deal. But let's see what they do against this defense. It's going to be good.
More on the NFL later. Joe,
sorry.
We'll break it down. We'll break down the Pats. We'll break down how they dominated the Bolts and what to look forward to here against the Texans. Quick updates on our other two big sports here. The Avalanche still 33-4 and unreal. They've lost a few games now at least, but they're still undefeated in regulation at home. And when I look at the NHL, I don't see anybody who is even close to this team. We say it every show. They're still plus 270 to win the cup. I still think it's a steal. I don't know. I could be sitting here in June going, boy, was I wrong. But
on the other side of that coin, you do say that hockey is the hardest playoff.
It is.
So
it is.
Maybe
by far.
Maybe if that were a football comparison, maybe they'd be minus 160 or something. And because it's hockey and the odds they're not as likely to win. Maybe that's the reason for the plus 260.
We're halfway through the season, and they're minus 3,500 to win the President's Trophy.
That's silly.
That is absurd. Absurd.
Yeah, basically, they're saying we're not going to pay you off.
It's basically saying you're not betting on this team because it's a done deal.
Yeah,
hey, Jimmy, you want to take a shot on your Lightning? They're 25-1 right now to win the President's Cup. They are,
and they look good this year.
They are. Let me tell you, they are 61.
That's a reflection of the Avalanche, right?
13 points behind right now.
They are. They're number one in the East. Like Tampa looks good this year.
They do. They're probably the biggest threat. They won 11 in a row.
Yeah.
So if you're going to take them now. I mean, you're only 13 points behind. 13 points behind, 25-1. Throw $10-15 on that. Take a flyer on the Lightning, Jimmy.
Yeah. But not a bad idea. It's good to see the Red Wings good again too. Like when we were in high school and like early after high school years, the Red Wings were dominant with Sergei Fedorov and Yzerman and the crew. Like it's good. I like when the Red Wings are good.
The weird thing about your team,
in 94 NHL 94, excuse me. Him and Pavel Bure.
Yeah. Pavel Bure, he was on the Canucks, wasn't he? Yeah.
The weird thing about your team is they're terrible at home for some reason, and they're an unreal road team.
Yeah, and Tampa's almost like Hockey Town South. Like Tampa cares more about the Bolts than they do, obviously, the Rays, because like the AAA team in Youngstown, Ohio, cares more about their team than Tampa cares about the Rays. But they care more about the Bolts than they care about the Bucks. Like it is a big deal in Tampa. Like those games are exciting. So that is a wild thing.
I tell you, Tampa has more Yankee fans because of the spring training than they do Rays fans.
Yeah, nobody cares, Rays.
Yeah, no one cares. Get out of here. All right, NBA stuff, Jimmy. Hit us.
It's super boring. The Knicks, I don't care if I'm a non-homer, but real bad loss last night to Sacramento. Cat doesn't hustle down for a play. Brunson sprains his ankle again on non-contact, just with a crossover at like basically outside the 3-point line. Been a problem for Brunson. Anybody that's ever sprained their ankle, especially severely, knows you just sprain it over and over again. I sprained my ankle when I was 19 extremely badly. I sprained it every year for 6 years, and I don't play sports that much. So, like these guys, your ankle just goes weak. It's got to be a concern for the Knicks. Cat, a lot of heat around here about Cat. If he has a bad game tonight, when they come back to the Garden on Saturday, what kind of shit is he going to catch? Is it going to be ratcheted up that for trade rumors, so on and so forth? So I'm not feeling great about the Knicks. But I said it last show, I'll say it again. You look at it across the board, there's only a couple teams on a run. Almost everybody is 4-6 or 6-4 in the last 10. It's the doldrums of the NBA season. It's a brutal time. Denver impressively is still in the second spot in the West. That tells you something. They're going to get Jokic back probably for sure in the next 4 weeks, maybe sooner. I think that's a big deal. I think the Cavs are your best bet for a long shot to win it. That's where I would put my money right now because I think that at 30-1, I think they're going to come on and continue to come on strong. They're 6-4 in the last 10. But I just think like this is completely opposite of what they usually do, where they're regular season home runs and they fall apart in the postseason. And I think San Antonio.
I think your boy Nobi has a big game tonight, or as we're recording Thursday night. I think he's gonna have a big game tonight for some reason. I think Cat is just like to your point has been stumbling. I think he'll play okay, but I think for some reason when Brunson's out, this Nobi character always seems to step up.
He's you can't quantify what he does on defense. He's such a good defender,
he can score.
He can score. Right. He's the true two-way player. Like he's very, very good. When they made that trade to Toronto for him, it was like, who's OG Anunoby? Who's just like we kind of knew him, but Toronto nobody. And you get him, and you're like, yeah, this. I mean, meshed perfectly. They won like 13 out of 15 games they played when he first got traded. They went on a huge run. I think the Spurs are coming back to earth. They lost to OKC the other night. I think they still beat them 3 times, but I think they're kind of like falling back to where they should be. OKC's catching their stride, and the Clippers are coming. The Clippers are getting healthy. I don't think they're going to do it because James Harden just freezes in the postseason, and nobody can count on Kawhi to stay healthy. But we'll see. I mentioned Phoenix on the last episode. I think they're playing really good basketball. I don't think they're a real threat, but they're playing good basketball, something to worth watching. So, and that's me trying to make this as exciting as possible because right now I'm the NBA guy. January till Valentine's Day is the worst time of year for the NBA. After the Christmas games, you're basically waiting for post All-Star break. This is the doldrums of the season. This is a part of the season you could fucking scoop out, throw out, and forget that it ever happened.
Yeah. I'm starting to feel bad. Like we said this last year. Well, we said it before when everyone's hurt. You look at the Joker. I'm starting to feel that way again about Giannis. I mean, it's like if this guy doesn't score 80, that team's not winning.
Hey, we'll give you Cat, whatever else you want. Give us Giannis. There was some rumors that they were trying to get DiVincenzo back from Minnesota. I would have loved that, but we'll see what happens. But I think Giannis would make the difference on the Knicks team. Give him some grit. He can score. I know he's not the three-point shooter Cat is, but he plays defense and he hustles. And Cat is, to me, though he can give you instant offense sometimes, he's not a winner. And I want him off the team, and I want Giannis in New York.
Yeah, you've hated Cat since the jump.
He's just soft. There's something about him. He can score. He gets in. Listen, he can't play defense. He takes terrible fouls in his foul trouble. So if he's not getting you buckets, he's useless. Where Giannis can do it all. You put Giannis at the foul line extended, and he goes like this with a 7-foot wingspan, and he's like a wall. You could almost play a 1-3-1 with him to spread the court.
What is going on in Ryan's down room? Did you hear
that wasn't me, I don't think, was it?
That was probably mine house, yeah.
All right, something's going on at Jimmy's. All right. Let's do some college basketball, then we'll get into some nonsense like we used to on Thursdays, back in the fall when there wasn't a ton to talk about.
Like it.
College basketball, Jimmy, I'll toss it right to you because I know you're pissed off, and tell us why you're pissed.
I'm pissed because Michigan loses one game, and they drop to 4th in the rankings. If you look at KenPom, they're still number 1, so the people that know what they're talking about still think they're the best team in the country. I wouldn't be pissed if they were number 2 and Arizona was 1. I'm pissed because before they lost to Wisconsin, they weren't number 1 when they were dominating everybody. They should have been number 1 for 2 weeks. And then when they lost that game, they should have slid all the way to 2. And Arizona should have took the top spot. I don't get it. Like, I feel like my whole life they've something against Michigan in the AP. Why were they not number 1? They were killing everybody. KenPom, we talked about it, said they were number 1 by like 6 points.
Right.
How were they not number 1 in the AP? And now they're 4? Mm-hmm. They've lost 1 game and they're 4? It's a joke. Now, they didn't have an unbelievable showing against Washington last night, but they won. And my point was they have so many players that somebody said Mara was the guy last night. He went up 10 for 11 at 22 points. Eli Godot had 0 points. Our starting point guard, who's a stud from North Carolina, had nothing. And we won the game by 10 on the road in the Pacific Northwest. Oregon's up next. I just don't understand how they weren't number 1 for that time period, and now they're 4 after this. It's bullshit.
No, you're right. They're the best team in the country. Why they would be ranked 4th? The AP, the coaches, it means nothing. I've said this this is why Vegas goes off the KenPom rankings. Your lines usually come from this net rating, taking it, subtracting it, adding a home court advantage. Go by that. That's going to tell you who the best team in the country is. And right now, it's Michigan by basically 2 points over Arizona. Right now, their defensive rating is number 1 in the country on KenPom, and overall offensive rating is 6. Arizona's 4 and 5. Solid teams, no doubt about it. Best offensive team in the country right now, they're saying, is Purdue, but they don't play as good at defense. But before we get into some of the big games Saturday and try to go over that, we talked about this on one of our first episodes last year, Jimmy. I don't know if you remember. This will probably make you remember. But I just got to laugh. I mean, it's, again, Mississippi Valley State. You got to get out of D1. I mean, last year you were 365. Yeah, you were 365 by like a tremendous amount of points. This year, Coppin State's doing you a little bit of a favor because they suck too, so it's not as big of a gap. But you're 1-17, and I'm sure the team you beat was a high school team, and you just counted as a win. You're 1-17.
Yeah, go D2. Just
you gotta get out of D1 basketball. It's not working. It's not working.
It's not good. It's not good.
Something out.
I think the fact that there's 365 D1 teams is a lot to begin with. Like,
I think for basketball, it's probably what it should be. I mean, it's bad. Yeah, no, basketball. Everyone's gonna have a basketball team. Not everyone's gonna be able to support a football program.
That's true. That's a good point.
I mean,
it's not great. Not great.
You can Google this and get it, but there's got to be 10,000 colleges.
I don't know. There's a ton of colleges.
I mean, there's got to be 5,000 colleges in America.
Let's see. How many
colleges are there in America? It's only have 365 D1 basketball schools. I'd say it's all right.
There's 6,000.
So 365 support a D1 basketball team. Right. I mean, I think that's fair. Jimmy, is it about to happen? Do I hear?
No, we're good.
All right.
Move back.
I don't know if we are. All right. Let's look at some games this weekend with top 25 teams. Michigan State is going to host Washington. Do they pose any bit of a threat here? Oh, I'm sorry. It's going at Washington.
It's at Washington.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, Washington, like I said, played a decent game against Michigan, but I think Michigan State goes in there, gets it done.
Yeah, line should be Michigan State, probably 5 or 6, even on the road.
I would think. But where's Washington in the KenPom?
Washington's like in the 30s, I think. Like 16 is their net ranking. So 5 or 6, I would think the line would be.
Yeah, I would take Michigan State on that.
UConn goes to Georgetown. Nothing there for me. I think they're going to absolutely wax them. You?
Yeah, I think they're gonna kill them. I think
Georgetown has no chance.
I think the best game is the Virginia SMU game.
Yeah, we'll skip Minnesota, Illinois because I agree. Minnesota, Illinois, nothing. All right, so Virginia goes to SMU. What do you think here?
I think SMU has a real chance to pull the upset. Is what I think. I mean, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before.
I want to see. Let's see, Virginia. Let's find SMU here. SMU 19. So add, because they're home. Figure this line is probably going to be right around a pick. That would be my guess.
Yeah,
maybe Virginia 1.5.
You think?
Maybe. I think it's going to be right around a pick 'em. I'm with you. I think the upset sprung here.
I think it's going to be Virginia, given that's maybe 2, but I think SMU is going to pull the upset at home.
I think so too. I'm with Jimmy here. Kentucky, Tennessee. This is almost a desperation game at this point for both. Tennessee still getting a little bit more respect than Kentucky. Tennessee will probably be a 4-point favorite, maybe 5. I know it's not going to shock you, but I'm going to roll with my cats here. I think they go into that. We've had good luck at Tennessee in the past. I think they go into Tennessee and get a much needed win to get this season back on track.
Man, it's a tough one. I think it's probably going to be Kentucky plus 6.
6.
Yeah, I think they're going to Tennessee. I think it's going to be 5 or 6.
You got to factor in the fact, though, that the Kentucky's a public team.
Yeah, it's true. Okay. I don't know. For your sake, I'm rooting for you. I hope you're right.
All right. I appreciate it.
And you've turned me on to your coach. You claimed he was the right guy for the job last year.
He was, but then, I'm upset this year, so that's going to change. So don't bring that up again. It makes it look like I'm with you. It makes it look like I'm like you. All right. Butler, Seton Hall, I think nothing really to talk about here. Jimmy can't even bet it.
Can't bet it.
Bama goes to Oklahoma. Oklahoma's always this team Jimmy loves at home. Do you like them here? Bama wins. Do they think they cover? I mean, this should be a pretty, even though it's in Oklahoma, I'm going to say Oklahoma's probably going to be getting 6 or 7 points here, no?
Yeah, they probably will, but I'm not convinced on Oklahoma this year. They lost their best player last year, who, I'm very high on, still am high on in the pros. Think he's one of the better picks this year.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Iowa State, Cincy, nothing here for me. You?
No.
Florida and Vandy, intriguing game. Vandy finally lost one here. Florida's getting back on track. Should be very, very interesting to see what this line is.
Florida in the 20s yet?
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a pick 'em or a 1 point either way.
Ryan, you were asking if they're in a top 25 team yet?
Yeah. What's the seed?
They're 19th.
Yeah,
19th in the country. Vandy is 10th coming into this week. But Vandy
was a couple weeks ago or a week ago when they played a ranked team, they just murdered them. You guys were talking about it. I was spaced out at that point watching football, but they're looking tough. They've had such whatever happened to cause them to be in unranked was kind of weird.
Hey, you get that national championship hangover sometimes.
Listen, Florida lost a couple of games ago to Missouri by 2. And then what did they do? All they did was come out and hammer Georgia,
Hammered them.
hammer Tennessee, and hammer Oklahoma. Give me Florida. They're back on track.
I think so, too. I'm trying to find Vandy, Jimmy. You see him here?
And maybe Missouri's pretty good, right? And that 2-point loss at Mizzou doesn't look so bad.
Yeah, Jimmy's right. They're 10th and 11th in the Ken Palm. It's going to be 1-2, probably Vandy. It might be 1-2. The sportsbooks are smart. They might hang at 1-2 Florida. I think that line's going to tell us everything we want to know. If Florida's favored, I'm hammering them.
Yeah, Florida lost that in Missouri. They won those 2 games in Florida, and then they hammered Oklahoma, which isn't that impressive. But I think they go in and they win. It's going to be close to a pick 'em, and I think Florida wins the game.
All right. Miami's going to Clemson here, and Miami is a sneaky 15-2, 4-0 in the ACC. Clemson's ranked 22nd. You think Miami can go in there and give them all they want?
I got to be honest. I haven't watched any Miami or Clemson, so I don't have a lot to say on this particular one. I can only look at the rankings.
I think Miami is going to go in there and beat them.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right.
That was a great analysis. All right. Arizona. No, it's a great pick. Arizona, UCF. Do you think someone can knock Arizona off? Could UCF in the basketball version of the bounce house go in there, defend it, and knock this team off?
I don't think they will, but could they? Sure. The problem with UCF is they don't play anybody, so we don't have a big sample size of what it looks like. They've lost 2 games, and they were two good teams. So I highly doubt it. But you know who they did beat? Kansas.
That's right.
So we got that going for us. Yeah. Kansas fucking came back and had a great
which we told you on this show was going to happen. That's because we
did
this every time.
We did. So no, I don't think so. But what's your predicted line on this one?
UCF's going to be getting double digits at home, I would think.
Yeah, probably 15. I bet they get 15 points. And if they do, I'll take UCF.
If they get 15, I'm all over it. I'm going to say it's 10.5.
I'm going to split it. I'll say 13. I bet it's 13.
All right, Michigan at the Ducks. What do you think this line's going to be, and who are you taking?
I mean, it's going to be $1 million. I'm taking Michigan. I think they're going to get back on track. When you watch them start games, they're unbelievable. I think they're going to finally finish one. My assumption is that they're staying on the West Coast for this, right? They're not coming back. They just played in Washington, and I highly doubt they're traveling back. So they're going to get used to the West Coast time, and I think they just put a slapping on Oregon. I don't see them keeping it close. I could be wrong, I would assume the line is going to be somewhere around some dumb number like 21 or 22. But that's based on what it's been in the KenPom rankings. So I'll probably avoid the bet. But I do think they go in there and hammer them. You know what? Fuck it. I'll take the Michigan 21 or 22. I think they win by 30.
I think Michigan proves a point. I think they go in there and just slaughter them. The Hogs, Calipari goes to Georgia. They stubbed their toe, and we were both kind of shocked that they came out and looked so terrible and got absolutely whacked. Do you think they get back on track against the Georgia team, or you think they're just not going to be able to go on the road and get that win? I think this game's going to be right around a pick too, Jimmy. So
I think they do because this is was a story of last year. Like you're like, oh, they're going to be really good, and you're like, oh, they're not good. Oh, they're going to be really good. Oh, they're not so good.
Right.
Oh my god. So I think they just got. Yeah, we were just shocked at what happened with Auburn, and I think they get right against Georgia.
All right, so here's a team that I'm high on, and I think they have a real. I have a ticket on them actually. I'm being transparent. I have a ticket on them to win the Big 12 at 15-1 before the season started. I love this BYU team. They are 16-1, 4-0 in the Big 12. They go to Texas Tech. This game too, I think Texas Tech's another team that gets a lot of respect at home. I'm going to say this line is probably Texas Tech 1.5, maybe 1. I hope BYU's favored because that'll tell me all I need to know there because I think that will make more money come in on Texas Tech. But I think BYU, with the 8th best offense and 17th best ranked defense in the country, goes into Texas Tech and wins the game.
I'm with you 100%. And I pointed this out last show. And I went 2 and 3 that Saturday, but this is one that I won with Colorado. And this is why. Texas Tech's a ranked team. They played 5 ranked teams. They won 1. It was against Duke. They were losing by 18. It was a miraculous comeback at Madison Square Garden. The other 4 teams they faced that are ranked, they lost every game.
Right.
They're not that good. They should be that good. They're not. Maybe they'll come on at the end of the season. They face good opponents. They lose the game. They're going to lose to BYU.
All right. Ryan, any picks there?
No, sir. Sorry.
All right. That's Ryan telling you to follow Greg and Jimmy to know what they're talking about.
That's exactly right.
Here we go, boys. It's time to have a little fun with you.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna let you pick eventually, but we're gonna start at the beginning here. I'm gonna give you the jersey number, and you tell me who you think any sport that was voted the best to ever wear it. Good?
Yeah.
We're gonna start with an easy one if you think it out, because there's not many of them. Who wore it best? Not me in high school. I should be the winner, but 00.
Robert Parrish.
I'll give you that. The Chief? Yeah, I'll go with the Chief.
Chief is a winner by far. Hall of Fame center Robert Parrish, 21-year career in the NBA.
He was a beast.
9-time All-Star.
No one knows.
Four-time NBA champion.
He's a great player. He's just did the work. Yep. Good job.
This one could trip you up here. Who wore it best? The Deuce.
Iverson was 3, right? I don't think he was 2.
Iverson was not a 2.
No, he was a 3.
Iverson was 3. What?
Was Brett Favre a 2?
Brett Favre 144. But I'm giving you jerseys. I shouldn't even say anything.
I don't know, man. Baseball player, I'm thinking. I'll at least get a category. How's that?
You know, it's funny because I thought Ryan said
Jeter?
baseball. There you go. I thought that would come right away.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one, huh? That just kind of shot out of my brain.
So here's the crazy thing. Jeter was not voted number 1.
Wow.
He was in the others of note category. Person voted number 1 was a Hall of Fame center in the NBA. Played for the
Kareem?
76ers. Hold on. Mose Malone?
Not Dr. J. Mose Malone.
Jimmy.
Mose Malone.
All right. Jimmy, pick him now. I'll throw it to you. Pick a number, Jimmy. 1 through 100.
Well, I'll give you an easy one. 88.
Who wore it best? 88. You guys can start debating.
No idea.
I go Irving.
I mean, if he was 88, 100%. I'll go with that.
That's who I would have went with because I love the guy. But when I tell you the answer, it's going to make perfect sense because this guy holds record and is debated as the best in his position.
Okay.
Give us the position first.
Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, I would take Michael Irvin. I think Tony Gonzalez has been passed over.
I agree.
He's great. He's top 5, but I don't think he's number 1 anymore.
I agree. 1,000%. There's
Jimmy.
no way you can make that argument with Gronk and Kelsey.
Oh.
Like, there's just no way. One of them gets in there somehow.
It was much different game when Tony Gonzalez was doing this.
I agree. Gates.
It was.
What about Gates?
It was.
Man?
He changed the position.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but he's what
Actually,
you got Gronk.
Maybe
Yeah.
he took the baton
You had
from Shanahan.
Novacek too at that time. I mean, come on, Novacek was pretty darn good. Granted, one of the best teams ever existed, but
Yeah. I mean, Tony Gonzalez was absolutely great, to be clear, but
He
there was some
was.
other really I would say Gronk was great. Obviously,
Dude,
Travis is
Antonio
great.
Gates, come on, out there on the
Antonio
West.
Gates was great. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
All right, give me another number. Well, I'll go back to picking one. Pick a random one.
16.
32.
Picking
That's
ones that
funny.
you.
We did half of one or the other. That was real weird.
I have somebody in mind with mine.
That's why Jimmy's picking ones that he has in mind. That's why we'll go back to me in a minute, yelling them out. All right. 32 is easy. I would have been right. Let's see if you're right.
If
Go ahead.
Brian's right or if I'm
32
right.
was that Magic?
Ryan goes Magic.
Jim
I think he
Brown.
was 32.
You're hitting. All right. So they list 3 every time. You've hit the top 2. Anyone want to take a stab at who
No.
3 is?
No, I didn't. Barkley? I don't know what Barkley wore.
Barkley wore 34. Get your numbers right. All right.
It's 30 something, Dick. Don't be an asshole.
Right, Jimmy. 32.
What
What if I told you one of his signature moves was the slippery eel?
Icky Woods? I know that was different, but
Yummy
What,
Yager?
hockey player?
Kevin McHale.
Was
Not
that his
better than
nickname,
Jim
or are you just making that up? I never heard that.
It
in
was
my
one
life.
of his moves in the low post. They called it the slippery eel. All right.
Okay.
But the winner was Magic. This one I don't like at all. That'll give you a hint. Who wore it best, according to the people who voted here at Bleacher Report? Number 33.
Well, obviously, it should be Larry Bird.
Obviously. But it's
Yeah.
not.
I don't
It's
remember
the
who wore
biggest
30.
rival it could be.
It's not Magic.
For 32. Who was
know.
his running mate?
Magic's running mate.
Uh,
Is he
Worthy?
green?
You two watch sports, right?
Kareem.
Yes.
Stop disrespecting.
Honorable
him.
mention, Patrick
Mr.
Waugh.
Sharp.
Pat.
Oh, Waugh was amazing. Yeah.
So here's a good one, a really good one. We'll end on. I have one more question after this, but we'll end on this, and it's the next number. Who wore it best? Number 34.
I feel like I can't pull this one out, but I
I feel like
know
you
it.
should run the top 3.
I got nothing.
Okay, I'll give some hints. Arguably, not even arguably, in my opinion, the most dominant center of all time in the NBA.
Shaq.
So there's one. Arguably, the greatest running back of all time.
Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders.
Emmett
Not
Smith.
Emmett. We're not going Emmett. I know he's 34, but I'm not going Emmett.
Earl
That's
Davis.
garbage.
They have an award named after him on NFL
Walter
honors.
Payton.
Yes. And arguably one of the greatest pitchers of all time.
Roger
Nolan
Clemens.
Ryan.
What'd you say, Jimmy?
Nolan Ryan.
Yes. Roger Clemens wore 21. And then he changed it up, I think, when he went to the Yankees. So who would you rate 1, 2, and 3 out of those guys? That's a class right there.
I'm giving it to Lynn Nolan Ryan.
It feels like
I
a very
don't know, man.
it feels like a very NBA biased voting group they went with.
You know why? Because that's where you remember NBA players' numbers more than other sports. Like you just for whatever
Well, there's
reason
only 5 of them too. And baseball, you're far away from a camera point of view.
you are, and
Football,
and
there's
football,
56 a team or 54.
yeah, like you just remember NBA players' numbers. Like the 23, everybody knows 23, right? And everybody knows Kobe Bryant. Well, at least later wore 8. Like everybody knows.
I would contest. I was gonna say I would contest Kobe Bryant should be both number 8 and number 24, but
All right.
number 24 was Willie Mays. So
But here, I don't know
that's a good
how
one.
your middle schools worked, but basketball wasn't the most popular sport necessarily in my middle school or high school, but it was the most worn jersey because it was the easiest jersey to wear. Like a hockey jersey was huge and a football jersey was awkward, but you could wear a basketball jersey to school. So people wore basketball jerseys all the time. So, like I feel like that's what people just know the
The
number
more
on the
we know
basketball.
about Erie, worse it
I
gets.
know it's
Yeah.
the worst it gets. Hey, hold on, Ryan. Let me help you out real quick, Jimmy. It's time for me to do what we call a little producing in live time, Ryan. That's what we do there. See, that was
Listen.
what we did there, Jimmy? And anyone listening, that's why you should watch us, because see, the humor I produce with just these little kind of subtle digs at Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's worth watching us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or I think Spotify.
This is a stand-up comedian we've got over here.
Not stand up, I'm sitting down.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
You assholes.
God forbid.
My commitment is pretty good. All right. So before we move on to the national championship, which I can't wait to hear where you're at with this, and we're going to record not Sunday, we're going to record Monday on purpose so we can have that game on. Boston, the Boston teams that play in Boston, not the Patriots, not New England, not down the road, in Boston, the city of Boston. Tonight marked the night, so now all the number 3s are up in the rafters. Name the 33s.
Bird. End of list.
Bird.
Go on, Pete.
Bird for the Celtics.
I got nothing.
Ryan, go.
Nothing?
I got nothing, Jimbo.
Jimmy.
I'm not. You guys are the New Englanders.
Jimmy, get back here. Get back on camera. What's wrong with you?
What's going on?
We're in the middle of a segment. What's wrong with this guy?
I gotta grab a
33
beer.
on the Bruins.
We don't have commercials, people.
I don't know.
Oh my God, Jimmy. Okay, I'll give you a hint. He was 9 feet tall.
Oh, that's the 6'7" dude, Charo.
Chara. Zdeno Chara went up to the rafters. Zdeno Chara went up to the rafters
Should have
tonight.
known that. Yes, should have known that.
That's
And
good.
33
He was amazing.
For the Red Sox, the captain.
Johnny Damon.
Johnny Damon did not wear 33. He wore 18. God.
No, ma.
No, he wore 5.
You want me to keep rattling stuff off that's wrong?
How do you not know who the captain was? Who punched
what?
A-Rod in the face?
Of Boston? I don't know.
Who punched A-Rod in the face?
Mm.
Oh my God.
Martinez?
Go to the bathroom. Jason Veritek, go to the bathroom.
Oh, very
See?
yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate the.
That was an iconic image of Veritek punching A-Rod. This
Sorry,
guy's
I
the
don't know what to
worst.
tell you.
All right. Well, he's going to the bathroom and, ruining the show as usual. Let's go. College football. We're getting a pick out of Ryan. Ryan, right now, today, you taking the 8 points with Miami? Or are you laying him with Indiana? And who wins the game outright?
I'm going Miami for the win, no question, regardless of money or
Oh,
bets.
then you're taking the points.
Yeah,
So you're gonna bet
take those points.
That's points. You're going to bet the money. You're willing to just say F it, money line, plus 270.
That's what I'm debating on, honestly.
Give me the U. I love it. I look. I'm with you.
I have faith in Indiana in a weird way. I have more faith in Miami. I think that people are guessing it's going to be a blowout one way or the other, and I think they're wrong. I think it's going to be a tight, good quality game.
I don't think Miami has the firepower to blow out Indiana. Something tells
But
me
they have
they
a hell of
don't.
a defense.
But they have the defense, and scary, scary, scary good defense.
Yeah, you get 2 or 3 turnovers. I mean, how many points is that worth in the average game? 10 or 15, including
They
all the
can turn
momentum
it
and
over.
things it changes. You know what I mean? It changes the whole dynamic.
If they could turn them over, yeah, that's gonna change some things. If they could turn them over, that question is, can they turn them over?
Well-
But I think this is the overreaction line of all time because of what Indiana did to the Ducks.
Agreed.
This line should have been in the 4 to 5 range. You want to give me over a touchdown with that defense at home? At home? Give me Miami. Give me Miami in 8.5. I think this is just. I'm sorry, it's an overreaction.
I agree
I
with you,
agree.
but I'm still going money line. I still think it's going to be a tough game.
I love it. I think they're gonna. Yeah. I hope they pull it off. I think they got a great shot to pull it off.
My brain
could this
says
be
we want them to
Ohio
win by
State
15.
USC from our childhood.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Go ahead, give us your take on this one.
No, I agree with you. I think 8.5 is too much. It's just too many points. The defense is too good. Indiana's really, really good. And could they blow them out? Sure. 8.5 is too much. It's just way too much. Miami looks great. I've been riding Carson Beck all year saying his experience is going to show up. I still think it is. It's too many points.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is. It's too many points. 8.5. Like I said, it's just a complete and utter overreaction, in my opinion. And
It's also, I didn't realize the story of Carson Beck, but you start reading about him and his college adventures. It's a hell of a story. I mean, this guy's on like kind of a dream season kind of thing based on what's happened to him in the past.
yeah, Yeah, he is. I mean, look, to Jimmy's credit, he's been saying this since August that this guy's experience could be the difference maker for Miami,
He
and
seems angry too.
that that's why we had him in our Final Four. And here we are. And I think
Yeah.
they close it out. This has got to be hard for you, Jimmy, because you love both these teams.
I do. I'm really excited for this game. It's tough for me to pull either way. I'd love to see just a great game. Like maybe my feelings will come out during the game itself, and I'll figure out who I'm rooting for. But love Miami. Love the U being relevant again. It's good for college football. Indiana being a big deal is a new thing, but Cignetti is proving that he can identify talent and pull them in and develop them. Let's see what happens. This is a great championship game in my opinion.
I agree. I completely agree with you.
I think there were times where across the country, Miami, and this might be a little bit of a stretch, was the Dallas Cowboys of college football. Like people all over the place love them. And I was in Connecticut. I love them. I have 2 hats or whatever. I don't know how they got all over the place, but probably starting with those teams back in the mid '80s. Yeah, through at least 2005, they were a powerhouse, and they've gone a little wayward a little bit here and there, but they were super consistent for that amount of time.
Yeah, I mean it's why I'm a Michigan fan from when I was a kid. Desmond Howard, Fab Five. It was when you're a kid, you're not a bandwagon. You're just influenced by what you see and what you like, and that's how Miami was. If you were watching college football at the time, how could you not have thought Miami was cool?
Yeah, that's what it was. They had the cool factor, definitely, and I think that's what made college football me growing up. There was just you didn't have the playoffs, so Michigan was never playing Miami. They were going to a Rose Bowl and they'd play someone out of the Pac-10. So you didn't have to worry about them unless they scheduled not a conference game in the beginning of the season, which never really happened. So I always liked Miami. Always pulled for Miami. I always liked the Gators too for some reason. I always had an SEC and an ACC team I'd look at. Not the Big 12 as much, but because Jimmy, Big 10, we're rooting for Michigan. We're just going to play a Pac-12 team at the end of the year. That's the way it was for the majority of our life. So I always liked Miami, always, and I think it was they were just they were the cool team. To Ryan's point, it was probably because that dude from what was it, 2 Live Crew just made them like pop culture like instantly.
They did. But I got to tell you, the Indiana story is awesome. And the fact that they weren't a flash in the pan last year, Fernando Mendoza comes in. I mean, the whole thing's really, really cool. I don't know if Curt Cignetti is the Belichick of college football and can keep this going, but it's pretty impressive. And the fact that they've got NIL money now and they've got the Mark Cubans of this world pouring money into the program, it'll be really interesting to see if they can keep this run going. We'll see what they do next year. They've got a big transfer coming in to play quarterback, even though they got Mendoza's younger brother. I think they're going to keep it rolling. I don't know. It's a tough game. If Miami's defense really showed up, Carson Beck made a couple of big plays and they won, I'd be pumped. If Indiana blew them out by 35 and proved that Cignetti was really right about all this, I'd also be pumped. I'm going to be excited. I just can't wait for this game. Either way.
I agree. I think it's going to be a great national championship. So we got right now 3 of us on Miami. We'll be recording during this game, so we'll give you updates during the game, and I'll be yelling, and we'll make sure that even Ryan has at least $20 on this game. Jimmy, you kind of brought this up on the last show, and at that time it looked like he was going to the NFL, but you called it. Dante Moore going back to the Ducks.
Only makes sense. You make money in college now.
You do.
You're no longer forced to go to the NFL. Look, back in the day when he was making $0 and nobody could buy him a slice of pizza, and he was going to be the number 2 overall pick, absolutely. Go to the NFL draft. You're nuts not to. Now, he's going to make millions of dollars staying at school.
And do we know
make more?
Do we know that number yet? What he got to say?
I'll look it up.
Because I'm sure it was something ridiculous.
Who are you talking about? I'm sorry, I missed the name.
Dante Moore from the Ducks, the Ducks starting quarterback.
Yeah, I'll find out what it is as we're talking. But I think it's the right move for him. I think it's probably left a bad taste in his mouth to get his ass kicked on his last college game, right? I'm sure it has. I'm sure it factors into everybody's thought process. But when there's millions of dollars waiting for you at the next level, it makes it a lot easier to move on. But now that he can make legit money, I don't think he's going to fall. It says it's the $2.5 million roughly is what it's valued at. I mean, it's not like he's going broke staying in college one more year. And if he has a bad year and he falls in the draft, then that sucks. But he probably won't, right? And getting more experience under his belt is only going to help him in the long run because the NFL teams don't develop people anymore. They don't let you sit. They don't let you do the Aaron Rodgers 3 years under Brett Favre. They don't let you do the Jordan Love a couple years under Aaron Rodgers. It just doesn't work that way. And because that's the case, I don't think he's ready. And I think he believes that too. So make $2.5 million, go back to school, be a hero. How good would it be to go back to college?
And not have to do
Make
work.
$2.5 million. Yeah, make $2.5 million. And if you fail out, it doesn't matter. Nobody gives a shit what you do in class. Like you're just the king of the castle.
You're getting paid. You're an employee. You're not a student anymore. Like this student athlete.
The portal is getting to the point where now it's annoying. It's starting to ruin college football. And I think somehow, some way, I think they should get paid. I really do. But we need to go to some kind of contract system. Like, we can't go to this thing where, okay, I'm going to sign you, but now you're going to leave. F you school. I'm going in the portal. We got to come to some kind of if you're going to get paid, like in a professional athlete, you need to be signed a contract. Yeah. And then figure out a trade system. I don't care. But
I agree. I agree with you. I think there should be like some sort of clause.
There has to be, Jimmy. There can't be this thing anymore where, and I know these bowl games need to go away anyways. They're meaningless. Where it's November 15th, my season's over. I know I'm not going to a bowl game. So, hey, coach, I'm going to the portal. Eat me. Like, we can't.
Well, first of all, the portal shouldn't open until after the championship game. That's where they really screwed this up, right? That's the big miss. They that's the big miss. That's insane that you can start doing this. You shouldn't be allowed to hire a coach till after the bowl season's over. Like that way the Lane Kiffin thing never happens.
Yeah, like, but my point is this: like the quarterbacks, it's like playing musical chairs now. Like if I am now a booster, or I have this NIL money, it should go to a system where, all right, Jimmy, you're a stud quarterback coming out of high school. We're going to sign you for 2 years, $15 million, $8 million, whatever it is. Here's the contract. You're stuck with us for 2 years, and oh, by the way, you can't enter the draft either. Do you want to sign or not?
No, I agree. The only caveat that I would, if I was somebody signing that agreement, would be if I wasn't the starter. Like, I don't think you should be able to go into the transfer portal. No, I agree, but hear me out. If you want to transfer because your team's bad, you shouldn't be able to do that. But if they're going to sit you down and put you on the bench and you're not going to get any playing time, then I believe there's an argument that I want to go somewhere where I'm actually going to play. Because I may not make it pro, and I only have a certain amount of eligibility. So if you're going to bench me and I'm not able to play, I should be able to get out of, and you don't get the money. You don't get to keep the money, right? But you should get to leave and go somewhere where you can play. So I do think there's an argument for that. Like the Jalen Hurts situation when he got benched for Tua, right? Like, he should have been able to leave to go play somewhere, and he did to Oklahoma. But if they're saying, no, you're still our starter, I'm sorry you don't feel our squad's good enough and you want a better setup for you, then no, you're here, right? But if they're going to hold you back from playing when your lifespan as a quarterback is short and you may never make it to the next level, and that's going to count against a year of your eligibility, then there should be some sort of clause there, right? And you don't have to be the starter for the year. It's nothing's guaranteed. If you play poorly or if you get hurt or whatever the case is, then clearly you're not going to start. That's the only place I feel bad for them. Like, and that's what I felt bad for the guys back in the day. Like the Joe Burrows of this world that went to LSU. You were supposed to be the starter, not going to be the starter. You only have so much football life in you, right? So that's the only place. But I agree with you on that. Like, you shouldn't just get to go to another team where you think is a better situation from you. Because in the NFL, you can't just do that, right? You're under contract and you have to seek a trade. You can't just be like, I'm out.
Yep.
Yeah, so I agree. I don't know how you structure that, but they shouldn't be able to just sit you down and say, too bad, you're under contract. You're going to be our backup for the next 3 years.
I get your point. That's why I think it should be 2-year contracts. But again, there should be some kind of contract system where these quarterbacks can't just be like, I don't like this, I don't like that, I'm leaving. Like it's making it like it's got to be annoying for diehard fans too. It hasn't really happened to us in Michigan, but it's got to be like annoying for these diehard fans. It's like musical chairs in these other conferences.
No, I think we agree on this one. I think like I like your 2-year contract idea. Like I said, I think they shouldn't be handcuffed to staying somewhere that doesn't want them just because they're under a contract, and I also don't think they should be able to. There's a better setup for me, so I'm going to leave.
You know what? That's the point. Like if you go to contracts, Jimmy, you can build that language into the contract. Like, hey, if I don't play X amount of snaps, I have the option of leaving.
No, you're right.
There you go.
I think you're probably right. Yeah,
there's an easy fix for that. There's got to be middle ground. I agree.
Fantastic. All right. The question we got, I'm going to throw out to Jimmy. It's music, so this ought to be fun. So we did a lot of comparisons. This one was an 80s one. I think they were trying to target Ryan, but they went a little too far south. Ryan's not that old, everybody.
Ryan's not capable.
Huey Lewis
And the news.
or Hall & Oates.
Ooh, both very good.
It's a good one, right?
Yeah.
When this one came through, and I want to shout out my brother-in-law because he only refers to Hall & Oates as balls and scrotes.
Let's go.
Shout out to your brother-in-law. That's
So
funny.
if we're talking about from memorable scenes in movies, you've got to go Huey Lewis, obviously.
Well, he wins. He wins for me because of Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall music, Hall & Oates.
Is it?
Yeah. Hall & Oates had a better catalog of music than Huey Lewis.
I disagree, and I'm glad we're going to have the debate. Where's Ryan on this?
Ryan's going to go step away for a minute.
All right, so Ryan doesn't know. But
Ryan's going to throw up from his wine.
That's it.
All right. Ready? Harder rock and roll. I want a new drug. Power of Love. Stuck with You. If This Is It. Heart and Soul. Back in Time.
All good songs.
Pretty good, solid 7.
No, they're both very good. But yeah, Hall & Oates was just, they had
Private Eyes, Maneater, You Make My Dreams. Those were all good. I don't know. I'm Huey Lewis all day.
Yeah, I like them all. Private Eyes was great. Maneater was great. Out of Touch was great. Yeah, I don't know. I preferred for the Hall & Oates. My mom liked the Hall & Oates when I was a kid. We had the records, and
my mom too. We had both, but I think I'm biased because Back to the Future, and eventually we're going to get into that debate on the show when we finally convince our buddy Brian to come on.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that it certainly helps. But yeah, Hall & Oates, Daryl Hall, Giants.
We got one, and I'll ask you. This was a boy band showdown in the 90s, and it's not close, but I'll let Jimmy answer first. It was NSYNC versus the Backstreet Boys. Who you got?
And I'm
going to tell you why it's not even close in a minute.
So here's the thing. If you want to talk about who's the original the original was obviously New Kids on the Block. But Backstreet Boys was the bigger deal. NSYNC, the better band.
Yeah, it's not close. I'm not going to compare who's better because, quite honestly, I didn't listen enough to know. But what I will tell you is, you can Google this. I think I'm right. I think Millennium was the second biggest album of the 90s. It sold like 40 million copies.
It likely was. But this is what NSYNC has that the rest of them don't have. They have the only person that went on to be a legitimate
solo artist
and be legitimized by teaming up with some of the other big artists that were cool, right? Justin Timberlake became cool. Nobody else did.
Right. No, it's true.
Right?
Until he got canceled.
He did songs with everyone.
Answer me a question. Was he cool when Ashton Kutcher smashed his guitar and he cried? What's that?
That was awesome. Yeah. On Punk. Yeah. That was fantastic.
That was.
Yeah, it was. But he's the only one that became like I like Justin Timberlake. I'm not ashamed to admit it. He had a great solo career. It was very, very good.
He did a few
became
great movies
very
too,
cool.
I was
That
just going to
trend
say,
was-
I'm not going to ask
was
Jimmy because
really
there's
good
zero
with Mila
chance
Kunis.
zero
Did a good
chance he
job.
saw it. But did you ever see Trouble with the Curve with Clint Eastwood?
I did not.
No?
Me
Fantastic.
neither.
You're
Didn't.
both awful. It's ridiculous you don't watch these things. All right. I think that's it for that. Let's get to it. NFL time. Lot to talk about. I thought I was going to start with something else, but this morning, as always, I got my curveball that I always get. And the Giants have a new coach. Jimmy, does this put them back in contention for the NFC East?
I think it probably does, but this is where some coaches just get lucky. And John Harbaugh is one of them.
Okay.
Popular or not. He inherited a Super Bowl winning team. He got Joe Flacco. I know he was young, but he got Flacco, who won him a Super Bowl. And he walked right into Lamar Jackson. And now he's walking into Jackson Dart, who's proving to be a reasonable starting quarterback. And
Can I
I think he does.
we're gonna take a 20-second timeout. Can I interrupt your take and just change it?
Yeah.
Can we not say he walked into Joe Flacco? Can we say he walked into Ray Lewis in an unreal defense?
Yeah, of course, yes. But at the end of the day, the reason he's going to the Giants is because he believes that Jackson Dart is the star, because that's the deal. If you've got a quarterback, you've got a chance.
I think it's more than him, than Jackson Dart. He's got Dart, Neighbors, and Scatabo. That's a pretty good offense if they're all healthy.
Yeah, but I don't think that's why he's doing it. I think he's doing it because Scatabo and Neighbors, who knows what they're going to be next year. He's got a great defense like he had in Baltimore, and he thinks he has a quarterback. So it's a carbon copy of what he thought he had, right? Now, Jackson Dart isn't Lamar Jackson, let's be clear, but he has the potential to be a very good quarterback.
Definitely.
And he's got a defense that certainly rivals that. So he's going into a great situation, and I don't blame him for doing that. And I think he will be the CEO figure, right? He'll be the adult in the room. He's not going to let it run amok. He's not going to let a shit show happen in the locker room. So I think he can get it together and be good. So I do think he's good, and I think he chose a great situation. After the Giants job, the other best job open is the one he just got fired from.
You think so?
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to go into a place where you have Lamar Jackson as your quarterback and a setup like a good ownership with Steve Bisciotti and a whole setup? So I think he went into a great situation. I think it's the same. Look, there's been a lot of arguments.
I think it's Atlanta, in my opinion.
I don't think so because what's his name blew out his knee for the third time, and Kirk Cousins is very old. They're talking about buying him out of his contract.
Yeah, but you got Drake London, Bijan Robinson, and a decent defense.
But none of it matters if you don't have the quarterback. And if his knee,
all you got to do is get someone on the open market.
I know, but if his knee doesn't hold up,
Jones doesn't want to be a starter again. Of course he does.
He probably does. But why wouldn't you go to the sure thing where you got to build? And you're playing against Dallas with no defense, Washington, who was a mess this year, right? Like, that's got to factor into it. So I think he's going into the right situation. It's going to be great. I think it's the same thing with McCarthy. There's been a lot of argument lately on New York radio. Bart Scott, all over Mike McCarthy. Can't believe this guy's not getting an interview. Take the fact that he's Mike McCarthy out of the equation. Just look at his record. But you know what Mike McCarthy had? Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and then he went to Dak Prescott. Like, they all have quarterbacks. And Steve Bisciotti has said that he is not going to take the last coaching cycle of hot coaches. They're doing interviews in Baltimore. He's not going to hold against these coaches when they didn't have a quarterback and they still managed to be slaves. And that plays really well for Kevin Stefanski, the Browns, as far as I'm concerned. And it also plays really well for what's his name in San Francisco, the defensive coordinator. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank here.
I know you're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah. So,
go ahead.
But that's the big thing, right? So I think Harbaugh made the right decision. I think the Giants made the right decision. I think it's a great marriage. And I do think that they can compete, generally right away in that division. You've got Philadelphia fell apart. We'll see what happens with them. Dallas has no defense to speak of. And Washington, we'll see what happens next year. There's no reason you can't go in with the talent they have there. They've got if you think about their defense, if they can get some leadership in there, they're fantastic. They got Brian Burns. They've got Thibodeau. They've got Abdul Carter. They're stacked. So I think it's probably a good fit. You need an adult in the room to make sure things go right. And John Harbaugh was the right call. So I think it's a perfect fit for the Giants.
Okay.
But I do also think that Harbaugh has had a solid roster and a very good GM working with him his entire career in Baltimore. So let's see what he does now.
I think it's all fair takes. So I heard an interesting take today on VSiN, and I got to say, I think it's brilliant as we start seeing the schedule come out and totals get put up, that take a look where McCarthy lands, because he's an undervalued coach and he's really good, but for some reason there's a bad narrative on him. So you might be able to take advantage of a win total where Harbaugh is very, very respected. And even though he's probably worth 3 wins to the Giants, where their total next year should probably be around 8, maybe even 8.5, we could see 9.5s out there, and you just hammer the under.
I would hammer the under, yeah.
I got some things to say about this.
I thought it was a good
number one, I think that the Mara family should be incredibly respected for running that org for many years. And, you know, they've had some trouble, but they keep making changes pretty aggressively, so good for them. They got a couple of Super Bowls in the last 25 years. They got the best coach on the market in my mind. However, I agree with Jimmy there that, I mean, he's had what he needs to be successful. And in the last 10 seasons, I think he's 2 for 10. And to Greg's point, I think they were 7 for 10 in making the playoffs in the first 10 years. So he's got something going on. And as we always talk about Dak, and I hate to keep crapping on Dak, but we've talked about Dak. Look, you're not going to find someone better, but he's not going to win. I wonder if that's how Harbaugh is viewed right now. But that said, going on the other side, they just paid him the most. And to Greg's point, he's got the keys to the kingdom in the city of money and the city of fandom. And he's going to get what he needs to win. If he says, I need 3 bottles of Sprite to my right as I sit on a plane every time, like whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. And the second point is Steve Biscotti, it's something like that, however you pronounce it. Man, if you haven't listened to a couple of his takes in the last week, go Google him. He is hard-nosed. Someone asked him a question about, like, essentially saying, like, how much feedback is Lamar going to, have on the next coach. And he was so direct and business-like for someone who shells out, hundreds of millions of dollars every year. He was like, listen, I respect my players a great deal. However, they have literally no say. I'll take their opinions and respect them, but they have no say in what I do with my business. And there's a few others like that I've seen. Pretty fun stuff. I wish Baltimore the best. Obviously, I live there. I got to watch them. I hope they're great. I'm not necessarily a fan, but I'm a casual fan, and I hope they win. And the Giants, look, you can't have so many bad teams in that huge market. Right now, you got what? The Islander, I don't even know how the Rangers are. The Knicks are terrible. The Giants are terrible.
Rangers are disappointing this year. But the Nets are bad, but the Knicks are very good.
But they were good last year.
Yankees are good.
I didn't mean to take shots.
Mets should be good.
Mets failed. Yeah, but Mets didn't meet expectations, right?
Number one sport.
Yeah.
But you're right. For the number one sport, the 2 teams that play in New Jersey shouldn't be terrible.
And it's not. I'm not talking about the last year. I'm talking about the last 10 years, right? Jets are awful.
To be clear, the one team that plays in New York is fantastic.
Yes, fair enough.
Yeah, I think that the Harbaugh was the right move. You can't argue it. But again, some people you live and die by your quarterback, and he fell into somebody that they think can be good, and that's why Jackson Dart was in the room for Harbaugh's interview. He was there he was part of it, not necessarily interviewing Harbaugh, but selling him on why he should come. So good for them. I think it'll probably work out. But are they going to win 10 games next year? It's a stretch.
No way.
What do you think?
But we said that
happened
about the
behind the scenes with Tomlin?
With Tomlin?
Yeah. What's that, Greg?
So, what do you think happened behind the scenes with Tomlin? Do you think he just got enough is enough with this? I'll just walk away.
Yeah, I mean, according to what he said, or what Rooney said,
he couldn't have done it classier because that's who he is.
Yeah, according to what Rooney said, was like, hey, I didn't expect this conversation to come this quick. But I think he probably was. I think he was done. I think that kiss he blew after they won the Baltimore game told you all you needed to know.
Knew. They're buddies. You can watch those interactions and listen to the verbiage and how they're talking to each other, not just the language, but how they're doing it. Those guys, I mean, what is that, 1-2 tenure in the league? Literally kind of fired in the same week and a half. Like, that's a big deal.
Tomlin
no, I'm telling you, that Tomlin kiss goodbye.
That's why I did this. You weren't looking at the screen that time. I said, fired in
Oh,
the last week and
well,
a half. Like,
Yeah,
who knows
yeah.
what
To be
happened
fair, you're
behind
on
the
a
scenes?
45-second delay, so
Oh, that's good.
so I didn't see this because it's frozen. But yes,
Oh,
no, thank
sorry.
you. You're absolutely right. Tomlin resigned, but it was because I think he just got sick of the noise and said, you know what? It's been a great run. You think you can do better? Godspeed. Rodgers is going to retire anyways. I don't want to go through it anymore. Watt is at the tail end of his run. So where does I know Ryan texted me this that maybe Tomlin takes a year off, but unlike
They're
Coward,
talking about him going to TV right now. They're already talking about it.
well, of course,
I
it'd be
can't
great on
quote
TV.
something,
But
yeah,
I think unlike Cower, he will come back. He's only 50.
I agree. I think he'll come back, but I do think why not take a year off, right? Take a year off, relax,
He has to, unless somebody trades because he's under
Dude,
contract.
think about what we used to hear about. I used to hear anyway. Maybe you guys did too. Gruden, like Gruden would get to the damn field at 5 a.m, right? And he wouldn't leave till midnight. And some of the time he slept there, like every day. By the way, didn't matter what day it was. Like I'm not. I don't know that that's an exaggeration. It sounds crazy, but I think these guys really do live, eat, and sleep what they do, and it's hard. And 18 years of that in a row with no FLMA, none of this crap, right? Like none of the stuff we have to deal with. That is hard work, and you should take a rest. Whether he comes back or not, I think you're right about the age and his fire. He started coaching when he was relatively young, not as young as some of these guys have nowadays. You know, challenging to get back to the field, but I think in the end, the hunger to win is gonna kind of creep back out. But I think he could be really beneficial just having some R&R, man. Whatever that means to him. Play Parcheesi all day for a couple of weeks. Take a bath. You know, whatever the heck it is. Go to Hong Kong.
What if right now the Packers called him up and you were Mike Tomlin? Would you say, yeah, I'll go call
Yes.
the Steelers and get a trade for me?
Yes,
Probably.
because they have a ready built team. They have a quarterback. You take that job. You don't take a job like Tennessee or Cleveland or Oakland. Like you don't take one of these jobs that are question mark.
I think he would be awesome.
Well, that's also a legendary organization. We know it's publicly owned. Like it's classily run organization. They've got pieces there now. You know, they got Parsons young. They got what's Love now? 29? Something like that?
Not
They
even.
got him.
He should be younger than 29, right?
Is he? I'm not sure.
25, 26 maybe?
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
They got those two captains of offense and defense. And honestly, I don't know the teams that well, but like you got those two guys and you're in Cheesehead Nation, man. You're never gonna pay for another drink in your life. Ever. Right? Like that kind of idea, what a dream situation. That's one of those orgs like the original six in hockey. Like you get a coaching opportunity. You get a coaching opportunity in hockey for the Canadians or the Leafs or the Blackhawks or the Rangers. You just say, yes, sir.
This would be my hot take. If I am the Buffalo Bills and I do not win the Super Bowl this year, I say, Sean McDermott, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Mike Tomlin, Pittsburgh Steelers, what will it take to get you up here?
Yeah.
And I make Mike Tomlin the next head coach of the Buffalo Bills moving into that new stadium, and I go win myself a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's a good take.
I don't think you're getting on the Bills, but you're saying this year or next year?
I'm saying next year. I'm saying if
like
Jimmy has been saying this for a month and a half, and he's 100% right, and I haven't disagreed with him, but I'm going to give him credit because he brought it up first. He brought it up first, and I don't disagree with him. It's a great take. If no Lamar, no Burrow, no Mahomes, which is exactly what happened, and he's been saying that since Thanksgiving, Bills have to win the Super Bowl, because if not now, when? There's nobody in your way.
I 100% agree with that.
If you can't go to Mile High and beat Bo Nix, and then, sorry, Ryan, beat the Patriots again in Foxborough if you have to get to the Super Bowl.
You have to do it. You got to do it.
You have to do it. And hopefully, and we'll get to our picks in a little bit, hopefully you're going to go to Houston and get the easier path, but you have to get to the Super Bowl. And I think if you get to the Super Bowl, you can beat Seattle, because that's who I think is going to the Super Bowl out of the NFC.
Yeah, and I don't know if that, and let's jump into our picks, but I don't know if it's easier path. I think that, no offense to the Patriots, but the Houston defense should scare you.
They should.
Jimmy, you
They
said this
absolutely-
last week.
They
You
know
said
how
kind
to
of
beat.
if somehow the Patriots come through and win this game. And I'm not trying to be a homer here when I express this, but like you said it very specifically, and you were like, if they can get through. They held that team to 3 points. I get it.
They did.
Well, the service is given out at the Motel 6 or wherever Ryan is allowed to stay at. But,
Hey, we can only be so happy that he finally fell off.
well, look, we don't have to listen to the pick. I can give it to you. It's going to be the Patriots. But Jimmy, I don't know where you want to start. You want to start with that Patriots game, or do you want to go in order here?
Let's go right in order.
All right. So I'll tell you this. Here's my other take. And I was telling our friend Andy, who's a Bills fan, this. I thought the NFL nailed the schedule week 1 and completely screwed up the schedule week 2. Ryan is back, so that's
Sorry
good
about
news,
that, guys.
Ryan. We haven't gotten any picks
Right?
yet.
If you start breaking up, we're kicking you off.
But what
Apologies.
I think they completely screwed the schedule up this time. I don't know how the Bills Broncos leads off in the 4:30 spot and isn't in the 8 o'clock spot. And I don't know why the Patriots are leading off on Sunday. I feel like they should be the night game. I don't get this one. The only thing I can come up with is that they get to choose, and Fox said, we're going to take Saturday night. So they were forced into the Bills game, and then CBS figured out that maybe the 3 o'clock game gets better ratings than the 6:30 on a Sunday. And they said, because of Jimmy, to your point, the 1 o'clock game from last week. So maybe they said, we'll take the Patriots in the big spot. Because I was shocked when I saw the Bills were leading.
I think the 3 o'clock game for the Patriots is right. I'm shocked that the Bills are playing early. Shocked because,
Yeah,
and I'm not
Me too.
crapping on their fans or whatever, but there's a lot of working people on Saturdays, and there are people that are not going to get to see the beginning of that 4:30 game.
What I said, Ryan, while you were reconnecting was I think maybe what happens is the networks basically go into a draft mode, and maybe CBS picked first and said, we're taking Patriots 3 o'clock Sunday.
Yeah,
And then the Fox said, all right, well, then we're taking San Francisco and the Seahawks, the NFC West rivalry, 8 o'clock on Saturday.
I agree with you. It's also
That could
weird
be
that
right.
both AFC games are early and both NFC games are late.
And
Whatever that means.
I think, again, it's because of the draft. I think they get their choices.
It's
and
still
I think
awkward,
maybe
though.
CB
Like, you would think
think
it'd be
CBS
flip flop.
Yeah, this is what I would have thrown Houston and New England the first game on Saturday. I would have thrown the Rams to the second game on Saturday. I would have put the Bills the first game on Sunday, and I would have thrown San Francisco Seattle first game on Sunday, and then thrown the Bills for the night game. That's what I would have done.
The only change I would make is I would flop the 2 Saturday games, and then I'm fine with the schedule. I don't know why the Bills aren't the 8 o'clock game. That
That's
is the
silly.
game that should be the nightcapper.
I'm dying.
Yeah,
to
it's just
watch
because it's in Seattle, and it would be an early game there.
Maybe
That's
5
probably
o'clock.
true too.
It'd be 5 o'clock. Every Sunday night or Monday night game they play would start at 5 o'clock.
No, if it was the early game, it'd be a 1:30 game.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
every Sunday game they play.
It is, but I'm just saying that's why they probably did it.
All right. So you said you want to go in order. So unfortunately, we have to start with the best game first. Bills at Broncos. Broncos giving 1.5. Jimmy, what say you?
Well, it opened at a complete flop of the Bills giving 1.5, and it's gone the other direction. I'm going to tell you, give me the Bills. Give me the money line. I'll take them at even money. You just have to think, like, the Broncos have won so many close games this year. And I get it. Sean Payton's a great coach, and Bo Nix is showing up. And look, Patrick Surtain is the best corner in the league for my money. I mean, he makes plays that he's one of the corners that you watch. You're like, holy shit, you notice him. Yeah. So they're fantastic. But Josh Allen has to come through and win this game. And I think he's going to do it. So I'm going to take the Bills money line. The argument against it is that the Bills don't play well against the Bills receivers aren't good enough to get open against man, and Denver plays a lot of man. So how are they going to shake them? I'm going to tell you it's not going to matter because I think the Bills defense is going to show up just well enough to keep it close, and Josh Mann's going to go into Superman mode. So I'm going to take the Bills money line at even money, and I think they pull it out.
Ryan, are you on camera? There he is.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it a little bit different. I think Allen's feeling a lot of pressure, and I think the org is feeling a lot of pressure with all those tools not being successful as they would want to be. And I think the org has been mad for a long time that they lost those, 3 Super Bowls in the early '90s. So I think Allen's going to go off. I think he's going to show us what. I mean, he's been good all season, but there's nothing like unbelievable about him this season. And when you look at his real stats for last season and winning the MVP, I have to turn back and go, Lamar had to have won that. And I think he's going to prove us. I'm a huge believer. I think he's going to destroy this team. I think it's going to be great, fun to watch. We'll see though.
So the Bills' run defense is just a hot pile of garbage. So this is going to be an RJ Harvey game. The clock's going to be ticking. There's not going to be a lot of possessions in this game. That's why I think the total's sitting at 45.5. Just a little bit to the over, because to Jimmy's point, if the Superman cape goes on, we could get over that total, no problem. And I think to Jimmy's point, the cape might go on. Jimmy's 100% right again that Denver loads up the box and plays man-to-man so they can stop the run and neutralize Cook and shut down the receivers, who, once again, it's a who's who on the milk carton for the Bills receivers. No one even knows who's playing. I told you, what's his name had a game. I didn't even know he played there. Here's what the Broncos have a little bit of a weakness against, and they're a great defense, and that is the tight ends. And Josh Allen loves throwing to the tight ends, and he's got 2, not 1, but 2 he loves to throw in, and Dawson and Kincaid. So between those 2, Josh Allen putting on the cape and Cook coming out of the backfield, catching a couple passes and maybe breaking 1 or 2 long runs, I think it goes down to the wire. And here's why I like the Bills. Bo Nix, he's had a couple of good seasons, his first 2. He is not Patrick Mahomes.
Absolutely
if
not.
Josh Allen scores late, like he's done in all these games, Bo Nix is not going to lead Denver on a game-winning drive like Mahomes would. Not a tie. He won't tie the game with a field goal, and he won't win it with a touchdown. If Josh Allen does what he's always done in this game, kept it close, and then scored in the fourth quarter late, but left time on the clock, I don't think Bo Nix is at that point in his career where he can lead that drive like Patrick Mahomes has done to him. So give me the Bills to win this game. All right, I'll go first here, and then I'll let Jimmy give you his prayer, because I know who he wants to win this game. Seahawks 7 to the Niners. Not only do I think they cover, I don't think this game's close. I think most TVs will be off midway through the third quarter. I think Seattle takes them behind the woodshed. I do think the total goes over, because I think Seattle's going to score and score at will. I think everyone expects them to go a little run heavy here, and I don't believe the oblique for a second, by the way. I think that's a ploy to get Sam Darnold an extra day of rest. I think Sam Darnold comes out throwing the ball. JSN has a huge game, and again, this practice squad defense of a team, I don't know if Ryan just fell off his chair, but cannot stay with Seattle, Jimmy. I know you want them to, but Seattle, to me, has the second best defense in the league behind Houston. They're physical. They're going to get after Purdy. There's no George Kittle. George Kittle kind of ate him up in one of these games. I feel like it's Purdy, CMC versus the world here, and they're going into the best team in the NFC. And I think, give me the Seahawks to win this game 1-21.
I would love to disagree with you, so I will. I think you're right. Seattle probably wins. Look, Mike McDonald is not Kyle Shanahan. And Robert Saleh has shown that he can figure out a way to win on defense, even though he has literally 0 pass rush. Now, I understand that Sam Darnold doesn't perform well generally against a pass rush, and they can't get any, but he showed more zero coverage blitzes, just all-out blitzes last game than he's shown in a long time. Now, the Eagles, or I'm sorry, the Eagles. The Eagles' offense was extremely boring, so they could pull that off. But I just have to believe that Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh and Brock Purdy being healthy, even if they have to bring Mac Jones in because he gets hurt, they're good. I just think the coaches are so good that they're going to figure it out. And I know that's nuts, because on paper, the Seahawks should win this game by 20 points. but I just don't believe that they've got it in them. I don't know. Like, they might win, but 7's a lot. They just got their ass whooped by the Seahawks. I think Kyle Shanahan, Robert Saleh go and make adjustments, and they keep this game really close. So, do I think San Francisco is going to win? No. But do I think 7's too many? I do. I'm going to take the Niners and the points.
Shout out
Ryan?
to Jane Curtin and Chevy Chase from years ago. Point, counterpoint. Jimmy, you ignorant slut. I don't know what you could possibly be talking about. That's insanity. Now, my heart really, really wants Mac Jones and team, and I know he's not the main quarterback, to win. I'm a huge Niners fan from years ago. I grew up with Montana and Rice and all those guys. It was fun to watch. But I think I'm somewhere in between you guys, and that sounds funny in itself, that Seattle is Darnold is going to throw a couple picks here, but unlike in years past, he's gonna get through this, and they're gonna destroy the Niners, who have just been too lucky all year. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. Lucky, I know they're professionals, they work hard, et cetera, but they can't do it again. They just can't. This team's too good. The defense is too good. Darnold, even if he throws a couple picks, he'll still throw for 350 yards or something like that. They got nothing on offense in San Francisco. Come on.
Listen,
And that's just how I go.
I'm with you until you say, if Darnold throws 2 picks, San Francisco will cover the 7.
Yeah, I think that's
Well,
still
probably
going to happen.
Purdy, who's averaging more interceptions a game than Darnold, could easily throw 2 picks too. So
Sure,
I get what
No,
Ryan.
he could.
I'm just saying, overall team against team, I still think it's more than 7. And I think Darnold's going to have some failures, but he's going to overcome. And I think, unfortunately, even though my heart is with San Francisco, and I hope they win, truly, I think this is where they fall off the rails.
Look, I get it, and that's the general consensus. They're a mash ward in San Francisco. There's nobody left to play football. I'm just telling you, I believe in the coaches. I think 7's too many.
Great order.
I'm not picking them to win, but I picked the Bills to win. Take the money line. I'm telling you, take the Niners plus 7.
You
That's a
hear me?
terrible
I'm
play.
always.
Here's the
talking about
good
great
news.
organizations.
We're going to come on the air on Sunday or Monday, and we'll find out if it was a good play.
It'll be Monday because I want to record during the Miami game. I'm going to give you the keys to the castle, everybody. Here's your same game parlay for Saturday night. 21. Write it down. JSN gets a touchdown. McCaffrey gets a touchdown. Purdy and Darnold both throw for over 240 yards, but they both throw 1 interception.
That's great.
27.
Love it. Send me the
Right.
pick of that.
What do you think,
So I
Jimmy?
remember to do it.
The dick pick of that.
You don't think of it? Is that what you're saying?
I said the dick pick of it.
Jimmy and
I don't
Ryan's
know
sexual
where he's
agendas are no reflection of Who You Got podcast and the beliefs of Who You Got. All right, next game up is it's time, Ryan. It's the Patriots.
Here we
Give
go.
me 3, and it's 3 and a partner in a lot of places. So a lot of these places have moved it to 3.5. DraftKings has flexed all day. They've moved back and forth between 3 and 3.5. It's back to 3 minus 120.
And I apologize.
Ryan,
for
you
this.
must
Who's
just be
favored though?
salivating.
Who's favored? Who's favored?
Patriots. Ryan,
That's what I'm thinking.
Ryan,
Yeah.
you're
I
on
think,
the
look,
Ryan,
gambling
Ryan,
podcast for this.
guys, I'm in a state I can't see I can't look up the odds. Get out of here.
Here's what I
yeah,
want.
but you can use general logic.
Ryan, here's your new day. You get up in the morning, you pour a cup of coffee. When it's time to take that first dump of the day, I want you to go into the bathroom with your phone, like Jimmy does, pull up DraftKings and review odds for us. The Patriots are favored by 3. It's at Foxborough.
Thanks. Sorry for my
I'll be back in 10
stupidity,
minutes.
apparently. Yeah, enjoy.
We apologize.
We appreciate your apology.
Your apology is very acceptable. Tell me why the Patriots covered, because you got to be salivating over this.
I think they're definitely going to cover. I really, really do. I think that May is going to show some scrambling ability because I think that's where the Texans are weak. They are last in the league against good scrambling quarterbacks. That's a real fact.
Great stats. That's true. I did not know that. That's a great
what I read
stat.
today. That's what I read today. I believe it was ESPN, like, I don't know, 2 hours before the podcast. Double check me if you like. But if that's but on the bright
Fantastic
side,
stat.
on the downside for that, they are like top 3 in run defense. Not scramble defense, but run defense. But I think that's where May is going to get this kind of – this may be a stretch, guys. I apologize to the audience in advance. I think this is where he gets his MVP nod. Because I did also write down that there has not been a single MVP since 2013 that wasn't the 1 or 2 seed. Interesting, right?
Well,
that's a long time back.
And I don't mean to break your heart here, but the votes are already in.
Oh, are they? Did it already happen?
Yes. Votes are already in. And I agree with you. And this is a debate we can get in once we see the MVP.
Oh, that's right. They go in. You're right. I forgot about that they do that first. And it's like sealed.
Right. I hate that the votes aren't after the playoffs.
It's silly.
Hate it.
But I think
it is.
I think that still they're going to lean with him, and whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. But I think that, like you said, okay, they're already in. I totally forgot about that, to be fair. But I think this is the game where he's going to prove to at least the fans that this guy is the future. I think, unlike I said with Purdy, where they're just going to kind of have trouble and it's going to be a difficult game, I think that May is going to ball out. I think it's going to be ridiculous. I think it's going to be one of those like 525-yard games with, 75 yards rushing or 400 yards in the first quarterback to rush for 120 yards, some crazy thing like that. It's going to be weird like that. That's my point.
I feel like I'm getting punked right now. Did I just come back into him saying he's going to go for 500 yards?
Yeah.
He thinks May is going to run all over him.
Yeah, and the stats.
Have you seen the page?
Yes. Do you know where they rank in terms of quarterback scramblers? Last.
There you go.
Literally last, which is shocking because their rush defense is top 3. So it's weird. So I don't know what that means exactly. I'm not Mr. Sharp, as Greg calls us, the dulls, or whatever the hell he calls us every time. I really think this is going to be his. I think this is coming out season, and this is going to be the capstone. I think they're going to win. I was right about Hunter Henry last week. Everybody, for the record, scored the only touchdown, and I made I think $33 on a $2 bet, $3 bet, and you bet it as well, and we bet it before we talked. And you bet a real amount of money and made a decent amount of money.
I did. I loved Hunter Henry to score last week.
Yeah, but we watched that game, right? We thought it was going to be quicker.
I did. And you're right. Only touchdown. Jimmy, who do you like here?
I like the Texans. Their defense is just too good. Look, C.J. Stroud got his bad game out of the way last week. Fumbling the ball left and right. It's not going to happen again. They're going to go in with a better game plan. I think they win the game.
I'm going to challenge you on this. What says to you that guy against whatever you think about the Patriots, but a premier playoff level team, top 8, right? What says to you that C.J. Stroud is going to be able to excel at that, against that?
I don't know that he has to. I think he just has to not make the big mistake. That's what I think.
Wow, that is some fucking disrespectful stuff. Excuse my French. Jesus Christ, dude. Really? They won 10 in a row.
Listen,
with
the Patriots have had
quarterback.
The Patriots have had The Patriots have had a soft schedule this year.
I don't disagree.
They're on a high. I get it, but Drake May is about to face a defense like he hasn't faced in a long, long time.
I doubt
it's a different animal that's coming.
He's got Vrabel as a coach. Are you kidding me? You know that dude is relentless in practice, throwing unrecognized crap at this rookie quarterback. Essentially, I know he's second year, but he's tearing
with him with the red jersey on. No. With a red jersey on, not getting hit.
Against that dude, get the hell out of here, dude. Mike, I guarantee.
With a red jersey on, not getting hit.
Wow. Okay.
Houston is going to bring a different level.
I'm not going to bring your team into it, but that's a hater right there. I can't believe in that take.
I'm not being a hater saying Houston's defense is going to come in like it's a different animal. It just is. Like there's
the Patriots held a playoff level team to 3 points last week. So if they score, in theory, 16, 18, 20, they could win very easily, right? Their defense is competent. Houston's not coming in there with some monstrous offense. Like, what are we talking about?
I didn't say they were. I'm saying that New England has not saw a defense like this in a long, long time.
They've seen lots of rivalries and lots of pressure. And the culture, as we've talked about, Vrabel is on these guys. He's on them to win and hugging them out. But in the background, he's also all over their ass when they fail. And
I'm sure he is, but they have not seen anything like this. This is a different level.
All right, boys.
Sticking with guns. Let's move on.
It's time for the expert to chime in here. All right. Here's the thing.
The Sharp. Can you keep your title straight at least?
Well, it's a little bit of both. Sharp, expert, whatever you want to say. Jimmy, so here's the thing. I agree with Jimmy, and I'm going to tell you why in a second, but I don't agree why. CJ Stroud looked so bad against the Steelers. Jimmy, he fumbled 5 times. Luckily, he only lost 2. He threw one. Was it 1 or 2 picks? He turned the ball over 3 or 4 times in the game.
It was bad.
It was awful. And the Patriots' defense is light years better than the Steelers. With that said, when I looked at this line and I said, huh? I thought it was going to be 6.5. When I saw 3, I said, this is all I need to know. I'm betting the Texans and I'm slamming them. Somebody knows something more than I do. I don't know why this line is only 3. And if it moves to 3.5, I'm taking it all day because I don't think the Patriots can win this game by more than 3. I love the Texans getting the points because of that defense. To what Jimmy said, I don't think Drake May has seen a defense like this yet. And the speed of this front 7 is off the charts. They won't be able to run on them. And because of that, I don't know how Drake May is going to be when they know he has to pass.
All due respect, I'm going to be a homer now. I really do believe this is going to be Drake May's like coming out game. No, I try and keep that out of it. Like I really do. When we talk about our teams, right, whatever they are, like the Blue Jays. I mean, maybe they're not my team, but like I enjoy watching them. But I'm telling you, and I am very confident in this. People who are listening, judge for what you want. But I'm telling you, I think May is going to show out this game, and I think Vrabel has prepped this team properly. I think he's ready to go. That everybody knows their job, so to speak. Do your job. That's all you got to do. And if you have an org that message is clear, you're making no moves at free agency. You love your guys. You love their compliance. You love your ability to train as elite, right? This is where the money is made, so to speak, right? This is where you butter your bread.
Here's my point, right? The Patriots offense, I think we can all agree, way better than the Texans this year, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The defense, believe it or not, the defense only gives up 10 yards more a game than the Texans. And it's only, I think, maybe 2 or 3 points more than the Texans. So on paper, the Patriots should bash this team in at home on Sunday, correct?
That's what it sounds like.
Why is the line 3?
I'm with you with the suspicion. I
The
100%
money
don't
is
understand that.
So Mike Palm is like the genius of all geniuses. He runs the Circus Sportsbook. I listened to him today. The money is pouring in on the Patriots, and he was basically like, "Yeah, we're not going to move it to 3.5." Why?
I get it because I don't mean disrespect to.
Some way,
I don't.
Vegas is taking a stand on the Texans, and I say it all the time, Jimmy. We're not going to win every time because it's not like Vegas is undefeated. But those casinos weren't built by winners. And if Vegas, for some reason, is taking a stand on Texans and the points, I'm taking the Texans and the points. Ryan, maybe you win by 1 or 2. I don't know. But give me the points because Vegas is taking a stand, and I don't want to be against Vegas.
I can respect that. But I still think you're
Last
crazy.
game, and God, I'm praying to whoever we need to pray to that this becomes a snow globe game because there's a 55% chance it does. Line has dropped a little bit here already. Rams at Chicago. We know it's going to be bitter cold. 55% chance of snow as well. We'll start with Ryan this time.
I don't know, man. I don't have much of a thought. I think the Bears have been. You said Bears? That what game we're doing? The hell team?
Yeah, Bears Rams. Last game.
I think I have kind of undersold the Bears in my mind, and unlike other college teams, they've outperformed what I thought they were going to do. So I'm going to take them in this one. I love Stafford. I've talked about it so many times. I love his energy. Man, in the cold, in the weather, in the outdoors. And is this the last game in Soldier Field potentially? Like, because I know they have a new stadium coming too. I'm not sure about that. But I
feel like that's on the roadmap.
Yeah, it's down the road. I don't think it's next year.
Okay. So I just think that this is going to sound really twisted. But I just think in this environment, with this team, with this ownership, I think they're going to get a win. And I don't want to bet against Stafford. I love him. I really do love the guy. I think he's just gunslinger. It's fun to watch, you know? And we've talked about it with Goff and the trade and how that all worked out. I think it's going to be a Bears win. I love those old school orgs.
Yeah, what do you think, Jimmy? Here,
Look, I understand Ryan's take. I think that the Bears' magic runs out. I think the first. Who do you think the Bears are? The first half team or the second half team? I think that Ben Johnson's a very good coach, and he's showing it. I think Sean McVay was that coach years ago and still is, and I think he's going to outclass him. I think that the Bears get trounced. I think the Rams win by 20. I'll take the -3.5 all day long. The magical run comes to an end. The only argument you can make against that is the weather, as we said. Maybe in that case you take the under, but Puka's not going to drop another ball,
though, right?
So
like, where's it moved to now? Sorry to interrupt, Jimmy. Where's the
it's
line?
3.5.
No.
Oh, the over-under.
48.5.
48.5.
48.5?
oh,
48
total.
Yeah, total's 48.5.
No. I was looking at the over/under.
I think the Rams. I think the under probably hits, but I'll take the look. I'd like to think the Bears would win. To Ryan's point, I like the classic organizations. I like to see them get there. But Sean McVay was Ben Johnson before Ben Johnson was Ben Johnson, and he's a great coach. Him and Kyle Shanahan are 1-2 to me in the NFL. He's going to make the necessary adjustments. They had a close call, Carolina. They've got all their pieces there. Puka Nacua is not going to drop another ball going in the end zone like he did last week.
I don't know, man.
They're going to dominate. They're going to dominate this game. The Bears aren't going to come. They're not going to come back in the second half like they did against Green Bay. That was a great story. It was a great thing. It ain't going to happen against the Rams and Matthew Stafford, because that Jordan Love's been known to fold. Matthew Stafford has been known to not. And Sean McVay's he's the guy. So, yeah, I'll take the Rams. I'll lay 3.5 happily.
Well thought out, fantastic breakdown of that game, Jimmy. Well done. Not so fast. Matthew Stafford does not play well in the elements, does not play well in the cold. And the other part to this is the Rams are what the Boston Celtics are in the NBA for the last couple of years, where they love to play with their food for some reason and just don't beat the teams they're better than and love to keep them in games. Elements, cold, don't like to keep teams hanging around just like they did with the Panthers. 3.5. I love the Bears here, and I actually think the Bears, for once, won't start slow. The Bears are going to be the team that gets out to the big lead, and the Rams will have to come back. I don't think they do. I think the Bears move on, and we get a 1-2 matchup. Bears go to Seattle for the NFC Championship game.
That'd be great.
Give me Bears versus Seattle, and give me the Bills versus the Texans. And our Super Bowl, Bills, Seahawks.
Greg, are we on the same page except for the Patriots? That's very weird.
I'm the opposite. I've got Texans, Bills moving on, making it to the Super Bowl. I've got the Niners,
Jimmy,
and the Rams moving on.
Go Niners just because you have a ticket on them.
I'm just telling you.
Doing it because you have a ticket. There is no way you're an intelligent better and sports fan. There is no way you're sitting there right now in your basement going, I really believe the Niners, as injured as they are going to go into Seattle against the 12th man on the road and win. There's no way.
The 12th man.
Robert Sala's going to figure it out.
Tell me they backdoor cover a 7? Fine. You're a dope if you think they're going to win that game.
Look, call me crazy.
He just did.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Here's the good news. We'll get to do another show, and we'll have the results.
There is 0 chance the Niners win the Seahawks. And, Jimmy, if they beat them, I'm not paying for it. You can send me whatever Niners jersey you want. I'll wear it every time the rest of this podcast history.
I'm sorry.
Niners, Rams.
Hold on. What was that? Wait, Jimmy.
We'll be breaking down next week. Niners, Rams.
Oh my God, we're getting to that.
Bills, Texans.
Yeah, you're 1 you might be 2-2, but you're definitely 1-3. All right, Jimmy. If you can do it after your 3 Bears and 2 Eagle Rares, can you close us out?
Hey, thanks for joining the show, everybody. We're going to close this out. Please follow us on our YouTube channel, Who You Got 33. We'll post shorts, we promise, and you can hear all the great takes that Greg and Ryan had and all the bad takes that I had. And I'm sure you'll love
That's
them.
your best take of the night. Go
See
ahead.
that? See that? But follow us. We appreciate you, everybody, for listening. Thank you again. We'll be back on Monday night live from the college football playoff, college football final, where the UU is taking on Indiana. So please listen to us then. And until then, have a great weekend.
Enjoy the football, everybody. Go Patriots for Ryan, but not really. Texans move on. Go Bills. Enjoy the games, everyone.